Now, flying at 600 miles an hour, the RAF Typhoon is one of the most popular aircraft at any air show. At the controls is Flight Lieutenant Jim Peterson, who's designed the Typhoon's air display. He's based at RAF Coningsby and has spent the last few months perfecting his routine. Well, over the weekend, enthusiasts were given their first chance to see it at a major public display. Crispin Rolfe was there.
The fascination of flight.
I wouldn't call myself a superhuman, but what I would say is I'm incredibly well trained.
No pressure then for Flight Lieutenant Jim Peterson. But how do you and your plane get to this point above a crowd?
Anytime I get in the aircraft, it wants to go fast.
But Jim's not just to the controls, he also designed the display.
You'll see me accelerate all the way up to 600 miles an hour. I'll go as slow as 120 miles an hour. So there's a lot of noise, there's 40,000 pounds of thrust coming out there. The whole thing about me in the show is actually trying to control the speed aspect of it, but the jet will go all the way up to 9G. So what does that mean? I weigh 9 times more in the cockpit than I would just stood here. So I'm actually weighing nearly a ton in the cockpit.
Designing the routine's about health and safety as much as creativity, but not just the crowds. This special suit means Jim can go to town on turns and manoeuvres, knowing his body can take it.
So in here is a pipe that's connected to the aircraft. Anytime the jet goes above 2G, then a load of air gets forced into the trousers, which just squeezes my legs and makes sure the blood stays in the top half of my body. I also get a pressure jerkin on my jacket, so my jacket inflates, and I also get air blown into my lungs, all to keep the pressure up in my brain.
Well, that's Jim, but what about his machine? Rigorous checks, regular practice.
Just my final chance check to make sure everything's as I need it.
So now this Eurofighter Typhoon can take part in a summer of air shows. Like here at Duxford.
Oh wow!
I thought that was the best display I've seen by the Eurofighter.
The way we went up and he twisted round, he turned in the sky channel thought that was absolutely incredible.
I mean, it was interesting to see you could fly at very low speed at low level and still do aerobatics. I think the boys found the jet engines very noisy.
We had tears in this little corner because it was very loud.
The Eurofighter came by and the whole ground started shaking and we started shaking.
Well, that's the crowd's review, but what does Jim enjoy about it?
I love it when the clouds are just starting to form as they are right now, and that really means that there's moisture in the air, and the low pressure over the wing when I'm at full backstick, it really creates my own clouds as well, so hopefully some good stuff for the photographers.